Hello and welcome to the Undateable Me podcast. I am your host, the undateable Jimmy Lee Lard, the Sock Snob, and this is our weekly show that deals with the struggles of relationships and dating. But we don't just talk about the problems. We are on a journey to find solutions, and we do so in a very entertaining and vulnerable way. Vulnerable because we talk about tough stuff. Entertaining because Holly usually has her tatas out, but today, she's all conservative, whatever, very demure. All right. So on today's episode, we are posing a very simple question. Oh, it's a tough question, but simple. Can you be friends with your ex? Let's go.
See you hanging around, but I don't have much to say to you. Don't know what you're waiting for. Guess you think I'm playing with you. Ever since you walked out, I know I changed a lot something. There ain't nobody getting me. I'm doing fine by myself, and I like it. I've been doing things by myself. You should try it. When we was together, how did make you happy gone? Now I'm by myself, and it feels good to be alone.
Come on. Alrighty, everybody. We are back once again, another week with Holly DaBeamer. Oh, it's always a pleasure. I love this girl.
Thank you.
And all her many hairstyles. Girl, you got some hair, don't you?
I used to.
Okay.
I used to, but it's coming back.
Okay, I see. Well, Holly, this week I have a question. Can you be friends with an ex? Can you be friends with your ex?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
No.
You are so silly. I did not notice the damn shirt. Either I'm the least observant human on the planet, or I just don't give a damn about titties and ain't looking at people's breasts. Maybe that's what it is.
All right.
I got enough of my own. Shake your shimmy. Off Color Purple. Remember that? Anyway, so yeah, no, huh? It's a no for you?
No, I think it depends on the situation, like how things end. I think a lot of things come into play with it.
Yeah.
I have an ex that my close mutual friends are still friends with, and we get along fine. My husband speak to him, I speak to him. It ain't, nothing like that. I think the older we got, it was,
yeah,
a lot more maturity. Now, my man can't be friends with his ex. No.
It's a little bit of a double standard there, huh?
I mean, I could care less. I could be like, I ain't got to speak to someone ever again, but no, I ain't a double standard.
I think people fall into two categories. Either, you're okay with being friends, cool with an ex and can get along. And of course, obviously it's going to depend on how things ended, right?
Yeah.
So, if this was just a butthole, whatever. But I think people just naturally, if things didn't end just horribly, I think that you fall into either the category of being able to be friends with them, or you are the type of person who pretends like they never existed. Like, oh, who are you?
Right.
Who are you? I have a friend, and you know who you are.
Ooh.
I have a friend, and she can walk past an ex on the street and act like she never met him before in her life.
I know that's right.
Like, ever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because don't associate yourself with me no more.
Yeah. So you said you have one ex that's in a friend group with you, and you all can get along. To what extent, though? Is it, we can be cordial, just say hi and bye? Can you have conversations with that person, or
I mean, we went together so long ago, like
yeah,
before I had kids. It was like I wouldn't even call it love. It was
right,
just,
right,
You know,
right.
like one of them first boyfriend types of things. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, we speak. You know, I'm not picking up the phone and calling him or anything
Right.
like that. But if I see him in settings, you know what I mean? Because I want to make it comfortable for my husband too. You know,
Yes.
because I wouldn't want to be put in the same position.
Right.
But I think it's a lot different with women having friends as exes and men having friends as exes, because women is like conniving. Women do like little petty shit.
Okay.
Because like say for instance, right? Say for instance, you my boy, you my husband, you my
Okay.
work husband, right?
Hey, girl. Oh, I can't say stuff like that. Like, girl. He's like, go ahead.
So say for instance, you my husband, and you know he might be cool with his ex or whatever, and she might be an okay person. Not saying I don't want to take anything from what they had or
Mhm.
whatever, but you know she might feel some type of way about me.
Mm-hmm.
Have some type of animosity. Now, every time I come around, she want to do a little something extra, want to smile at my face. Like women have
Gotcha.
that,
Yeah.
you know, that stupid cattiness.
But is that, are you kind of stereotyping women, or is that just because I will say this? Some stereotypes are stereotypes because there is some truth in that,
Yeah.
right? Because so I guess we can say when you say women ... that does not mean all women.
No.
But this is just a trait that you've observed amongst many
Certain people.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not even certain people, just, you know, just
in
from
general.
my experiences.
Yeah.
Let's say like from my experiences. But I could see my exes and be like, hey, and keep it moving because I'm happy, I'm secure, and you know, everything's fine. But yeah, I don't think that I would feel too good. Cause what you need to call that bitch for? What y'all having a conversation for? What you can say to her that you can't say to me?
Okay.
Because we all need to be on the phone.
Okay. Okay, I have a question. Would you be comfortable with your current husband or boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
going to the funeral of an ex's parents or something like that?
Oh yeah, I'm
Okay.
fine with that. Yeah, because because I guess because like you know like my kids got different daddies and stuff, but they families love me and I love they families.
Holly, do you realize that you overshare sometimes?
That's okay. These
Your
people-
son do it too. Now I see where he get it from.
I just got to be truthful so
Well,
people
yes.
understand.
Yes,
but,
absolutely.
Yeah, like if something was to happen with one of my kids and they folks or something like that, like I'm going. And
Mhm.
I think it's just more of you do consider people
Yeah.
family.
And your husband is cool because, in case you all don't know, my nephew is my brother who passed away, his son.
Yeah.
And Jordan, who normally engineers our sessions here, actually my nephew is doing it this week, so it's kind of scary. So if the video is a little off and messed up, I'm joking. We have full confidence in him. No, we don't.
Right.
So, but Jordan, you would think that Jordan was our brother or something. You know what I mean? So that's how integrated he is into our family.
Yeah, and I appreciate that so
Oh, of
much.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah, and I know it probably feels, you know, good like the other way. And I got my daughter daddy who passed away,
Mhm.
like his baby mama. I love her to death. She loved my baby down. And me and her
Good.
still talk. We still do things together with the kids. Like, hey
Yeah.
girl.
And I think, too, that makes a difference when kids are, you know, that's an element in the situation.
Mhm.
Because maybe if you did not have that tie, you know, you didn't have anything to kind of bond over or
Yeah.
whatever, then maybe it wouldn't be the case. Well, I can't say that because I personally, I get along with any exes I've ever had. I am close friends with one that I can think of,
Mhm.
and one I don't talk to that much. Now that I think about that.
So that must have been in on good terms.
In no good terms.
Did it?
For who? So, because actually we were talking about this one in the breaking up episode.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I said, okay, Lord, we going down a road again, aren't we? Damn it, this was not supposed to be this. Okay. So I will say we have still spoken since then, but there was one, and I probably shouldn't tell this, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. This is year before last, we had an awkward kind of reunion or whatever. So we had not spoken in a very long time, aside from an occasional text, maybe for a birthday or things like that, or he would reach out and say, hey, I heard your mother was in the hospital, and vice versa when I found out about his mother having a surgery and so on, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that type of thing. And I was going to be in my old city, Chicago. I was going to be in Chicago for an event, and he was doing something at a different event. And it was like, oh, well, maybe we can find time to,
meet
up or whatever. Well, the only time that worked, because we were both at different events, was at his event, because my event was over at that point. Mine was the day before. So I went there, and he was a vendor at this event. And it was so uncomfortable and odd. Like, he barely spoke to me. Thankfully, one of his best friends was there. And, I remembered of her, of course, from back when we were dating. And, so we were talking and chatting and, oh my God, how have you been? And, there was all of that. And I think, and I don't know how to describe the reason for it. I think more than anything, it may have just been awkward for him or whatever.
Right.
So he was a little standoffish.
He probably didn't know what to expect.
Yeah. And for the most, and let me also say this. Remember, he was a vendor at this event, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I of course went there knowing that he's working, selling his products that he was selling and all of that, right? And so I didn't expect him to stop what he was doing, but I want to say I was there either before it started or at the beginning, very quiet, lots of time and all of that we could have checked. And, it was, hey, how are you? And all of that. But after that, it was, like I said, it was hands off, kept me at a distance, sort of. He was off visiting other people's booths and stuff like that.
I came here for
right. Well, eventually, and like I said, I didn't want to stir the pot. I wasn't there to make a scene, and I knew he was working. Mm-hmm. But like you said, it was I very quick. I didn't stay that long. I was like, because I had brought my little, what do you call it, folding chair and shit or whatever.
You was be in the track with him, helping him sell his little products.
I would have done whatever he needed me to do. So. But I was like, you know what? Let me take my black ass on out of Illinois and let me get on up out of here. So I was like, after a little bit, chatting with the friend, some of his family was coming through and all of that. And a lot of his family members giving me hugs. Oh my God, it's been so long since we saw you or what. And I didn't know how to kind of take that, or what to expect from them, because it's been a while, and I don't know what his version of how we ended was for them. Well, I mean, but still, that's somebody they love, whatever the case.
Yeah.
And we went our separate ways, and I would imagine that it could have been hurtful or a difficult period.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't know, but they were all the one that I thought was gonna I was like, Lord, here she goes. Right. And she was like, hey, I ask about you all the time. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
So, and then now his mother was looking at me like, you bastard, you
really?
you broke up with my son. So, and she's a sweet lady, she really is, but that's her baby. So,
right.
But yeah, it was, like I said, the overall vibe was standoffish. maybe that wasn't the setting for it.
Yeah.
Maybe if we had more of just a one-on-one situation where we could talk, catch up, or something like that.
So it would be so awkward.
Right. And I mean, it is what it is, you know. Like I said, I don't know if he's moved on with somebody else, whatever. I don't think he was currently involved with anybody. And I don't know what his, expectations were for, us meeting up or anything either.
Right.
So, but in either case, I was like, this just seems, and I didn't want to make it more awkward for him or whatever.
Right.
So I was like, let me just remove myself from the situation and keep it moving.
Did y'all talk about it afterwards?
Not much. I sent him a message because I had bought some of the products he was selling, saying, "Hey, they were good, whatever. Thank you." And then, if I'm not mistaken, it was a long time after that before we had any sort of communication. So
You should have been like, "It was awkward today." Like,
I didn't want to make it worse or whatever. I was like, let me just move on.
Oh, you ain't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, it wasn't making my mortgage go up or down either way. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, like I said,
you want to have like some type of.
We should at least be cordial, which we were.
Yeah.
But for me, even us breaking up was not a situation where I just thought that we were moving in different directions. There were things that he wanted that I wasn't interested in. I'm sure there were things that I wanted that he wasn't interested in. I don't know. So why do you have that look on your face? But
Jimmy is such a boss and a businessman. He said we wanted two different things. That's what the company tell you when they terminate your ass. We're just going in a different direction with the company at this moment.
So that was the case, in my opinion.
Okay.
So yeah, so I don't know, like I said, what could have been. I just know that it was a little bit awkward. So it didn't make sense to press it or anything like that. So I just went on about my.
I think y'all need a reunion. Y'all need to just lay everything on the table and then be like, look, this, and maybe have that open conversation. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. I was open to that. Then I actually thought we would have been able to, chat it up that day and, that be a thing. But
because it just wasn't the right setting.
Right. Yeah. And then, I still, even though we talked about this in the breakup episode, the way we broke up, I was trying to be considerate of him or whatever. And so I didn't want him in a situation where he was having to drive home after upset and things like that. I wanted him to be in a place where he had support and all of that. So
damn, Jimmy broke up with you. You need support and all types of shit. I know that's your shit, Jimmy.
Well, I mean, we have been dating for a while. Shut up. That is not what I mean. So, but what I'm actually saying is that, the way we broke up, that could have left him hurt and with more. I mean, that phone call we had to break up, it was a long conversation. And baby, there were a couple moments where he was hot. He was hot. Oh my God. Yes. He was like, and you couldn't tell me. I was like, calm down now. We had some conversations about this shit. So, but yeah. So there might have been, I'm sure for a long time, I don't care what the circumstances are. When you are the one who's being broken up with, I'm trying to find a nice way to say that. So when you weren't the one who made that decision, or it wasn't a mutual decision to go your separate ways, I would imagine you are still left, even with explaining why, you probably still have questions and all of that. So, so I'm sure there's some unresolved stuff there, but I mean, it's just, when we were in that breaking up episode, it was like, look, when do you do it? Now, if it's not right, you don't keep letting this perpetuate and go on, because I had already done that long enough. So, because I was already sure about it a while before. So, so that's that. So with the exception of that person, the rest of my exes, I am definitely cordial with. One I've been really close with for sure over the years. And yeah.
And I think that people that are still able to be friends after a breakup probably was never supposed to be together anyway. Y'all was just supposed to be good friends.
I don't know about that. Well, I'll say this. I think that everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to happen.
That's
so, I think the best relationships start with people who can have a foundation of friendship.
Yeah.
Right? But that doesn't guarantee that the relationship is going to last, right? Now, the question then is whether or not it's going to ruin that friendship, and that's also a lot of times a fear for somebody who is possibly going to enter, or is interested in entering a relationship with somebody they're friendly with. Like, well, if this doesn't work, then what? Do we still have the friendship? So, and I think you should.
Because all that person, like, personal business, especially when you start as friends, like, you know everything about them.
Oh, your shit now.
Yes.
Oh, no shit. Okay?
And that's dangerous.
Not for me, because I'm the crypt keeper. I know it doesn't seem that way on this show, but there's stuff I know about people that some of them should be in jail, honestly. But anyway, I'm the one, and family secrets, I know all the family secrets on both sides of my family, so, it's just one of those things where you just have to, I don't know, whatever, yes, you protect the things that were given to you in confidence.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Yeah.
People think I talk a lot or I gossip a lot. I do, but I promise you, like, people be like, don't say nothing. I promise you I won't say nothing. Right,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's that,
That you do was so shady.
But we can still tell our life stories, though.
Mm-hmm.
That part we can still do. So, but so to answer the question for me, can you be friends with an ex? Absolutely. Now, that being said, when the relationship was some BS and y'all didn't have any business together in the first place, and it ended on the worst of terms, I'm talking about the two of you that were fighting and all of this stuff. We have this thing that we do. I've mentioned this before. We forget about the bad times sometimes. We forget about the severity of the bad times or the specific. We remember the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we start going down memory lane. I wonder how Big Head doing, or whatever. Stop doing that, right? And then you said what?
I used to be a victim to that shit,
right? And the other thing when it comes down to exes, how people end up dating exes again. People are lazy when it comes to getting out here, getting in a new relationship.
Sure.
And when you have something that's familiar, and y'all already have a foundation and all of that, it is so easy to just say, let me call Holly, see what she over there doing or whatever. And next thing you know, y'all in a little situationship.
Yeah, because you don't want more bodies, and then you just be like, oh, because then what if it ain't good? So you're like, I'm going to call this motherfucker, I'm going to fuck him, but then after that, that's it.
Is that what it is to keep the body count low, go back to an X? Because he already in the number.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I know what it is already, so.
Okay, very good. But yeah, so now this is my final question about the can you be friends with an ex thing here. Does it count if you end up dipping back? And, so y'all supposed to just be friends, but now y'all done dipped back and now look at y'all.
That's why I say it depends on the situation. Because you definitely know which exes you can't be friends with. You can't even be friends. It's certain exes you can't be friends with on Facebook. Because that motherfucker comment under you and your nigga picture like, hey, I miss you, like, block. Because I told you stop doing that.
Y'all, Holly got loud as hell all of a sudden. She was like, wait, cause you know.
You do. Because some
Yes.
of them dangerous.
You know what? Okay. Should I say this? Should I say this?
Mm-hmm. It touched your spirit. Look at how you moved. It touched your spirit.
A couple days ago, remember during the pandemic, I used to do those cooking lives or whatever to keep people busy during the pandemic or whatever, right? And I had forgotten about it until my little brother had called and he was like, hey, I want to make some smothered pork chops. Can you tell me blah, 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 whatever. So I'm walking him through it. And then that just reminded me of when we used to do those. So I was like, oh, okay, damn. I think we did like smothered pork chops or smothered chicken or something. So it turned out to be smothered chicken. So I posted that and an ex, which may or may not be the person we're talking about here before, liked that video. Now, my ex did like my cooking, and he was an excellent baker, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was trying to skirt around who it is just to make it vague and all of that.
What the products was.
But the products when he was a vendor at that event were his baking products, cakes and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
really? We need him back.
Baby, them cakes, good as hell.
If you out there watching,
so right.
I'm sorry.
We need them cakes. Wait, that sound okay. Anyway, so I noticed that I noticed his name pop up on my phone out of the corner of my eye. And anybody knows me, people hate me because I don't see text messages. I don't see messages. It'd be hours and days. Holly, I return all of your text messages, don't I? Thank you.
I'm his favorite.
Right. But out of the corner of my eye, halfway across the room, I saw his name pop up on my phone. And I was like, what was that? And then I noticed that he had liked that video. But another thing is that in that video, one year, a Christmas birthday, either Christmas or birthday present to me from him was, the Le Creuset Dutch ovens, the pots, the expense. They're not cheap.
First of all, I got one from you. You gave me one.
Oh, that's right.
I still use. Oh, I love it.
Yep. I made some dressing in one yesterday. No, day before yesterday. Anyway. So he had given me one for a birthday present, and I noticed I was using it in that video because it was one of those like, oh, such and such gave me when we go down memory line, Big Head gave me that pot or whatever, right? So I did notice that. So that could also be, but like I said, he also enjoys good cooking and stuff like that. So could have been that.
Using the pot in the video that he liked it.
But remember, this is a video that's 4 years old.
Yeah, so he's still checking.
Yeah.
He's still checking for you, Jimmy.
Yeah. So, but I just thought that was funny, And again, he good people. We just were on different trajectories and so on. So maybe we'll talk about. No, we won't. I've said enough on that topic already. I was about to say maybe we'll go through one of these episodes, because we talk about. No, we are not doing that. His version might be a little hotter than mine. He like, and this fat bitch broke up with me. I don't know what he might say. So, we talk about. The fact that not all relationships make it, right? We know that. So maybe we will talk vaguely, not specific to that one. And I got other ones. Maybe there's been some other ones that was, But anyway, so that's that. But in either case, in this episode, anything else on whether or not you can be friends with an ex? Anything else come to mind for you?
I say nah, but I say yeah and no.
Yeah.
Yeah and no.
Like the shirt, like the breasts.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I think it's going to be conditional, specific to your situations and so on. So obviously, if it ended well and it was a good relationship, perhaps. But I've even seen folks let me tell you something, and I will say this. Damn. And this is where, remember what I was talking about, how people can have subplots in your story or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I remember, so my parents were married for a long time, of course, right? But it was rocky, and of course they divorced. Finally, my mother was like, I'm done with this. And that was that.
Right.
After my parents were divorced, I kind of belched while I was saying that. It was weird. So there wasn't just extra bass in there. Because, I got a deep voice sometimes.
Ooh.
Anyway, Barry White, girl, there's something wrong with me.
Okay.
Anyway, so once they got the divorce, my parents became the best of friends.
Oh.
The best of friends. Like, no romantic anything.
Yeah.
They were just good friends. And my father was a very involved parent.
Yeah.
So he literally came by every day, So I was not one of those, children of divorced parents that didn't see their father. We were at his house on the weekends, but all through the week, he stopped by every single day.
I know that's right.
Right. So, but in either case, they became such good friends. But of course, they had history beyond. They knew each other since they were children, literally since they were children. So in Arkansas. So they had that foundation. But again, they had a rocky end to the marriage, but became wonderful friends afterwards. And also very much like you were saying with you and your daughter's father's baby mama. Yes. So my father was married before my mother. We're talking about something from the 60s. That's how long ago this was. But my father was married before my mother. And my brother from that marriage, he used to come and stay with us in Chicago or whatever. And also my mother, once they divorced, we would go to my father's house. And my father, people were like, how is it that you can be, so cordial and nice to, his new wife or whatever? And my mother is like, look, my kids are over there every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to be at war with this woman. And then she abusing my kids and they've been leaving iron prints on their arms and legs and stuff or whatever, locking them in the basement. She was like, no. And it was so funny. At my father's funeral, there was a point where I think somebody was on the mic and they were like, look at that. The funeral was over. And we looked out and my father's first wife, my mother, and my stepmother were they were in their own, were just having the deepest conversation and girl and all this stuff. And they're just talking away. And somebody was like, do y'all see this? Like the first, second, and third wife are all in this conversation like they best girlfriends or whatever. But
the dick must have been good.
Oh my God, Holly,
Okay,
that's my dead daddy penis you talking about.
Did it rub up on you, Jimmy? That's why people need to be set up in good situations when you let them go.
Okay, it's time to end this episode because Holly ain't got no sense.
Okay.
Anyway, Daddy, if you listening, I hope you didn't hear that part. She didn't. She said Rick.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. But anyway, all right. But no. But so again, you can be friends with an ex. You can be friends with their new person and all of that stuff and get along. First of all, that's why in relationships, be decent. When you're a good person, goodness will follow you. And it doesn't matter if that is from, your ex or their new wife or whatever,
Yep.
So just be a good damn person. All right. So I want to thank you all for joining us again. We were having a quick conversation here about whether or not you can be friends with an ex. And the consensus ended up being, yeah, no. No, I'm just kidding. So sometimes yes, sometimes no, right? So I want to thank you. I'm excited to say more frequently, we're going to be going live, right? And what I want to do, and you guys tell me if this is okay, what I want to do, these episodes release every Friday. And it's released on all the different podcast platforms as well as on YouTube. And what I'm thinking is that I will give everybody a week to sort of watch the video or listen to the podcast. And then that Thursday, right before the new episode drops, we talk about that last episode and kind of, dive a little bit deeper. Just like some of y'all might have some questions about today's topic or whatever. Certain people don't join that live. You know who you all right. So that's that. The other thing is that our YouTube community is up and running, and we got our first member. So thanks to you, Marlu out there was our very first member. And on our live, for those of you who got a chance to watch it, we had a lot of fun.
They sure was.
And we gave away shit. So, join us. Come join us over on YouTube. We got to have a nice little community surrounding this topic. We're in this together. So it's not just, Holly and I just telling all our business, but we want to help you all out here too. So again, I want to thank you all for watching. As always, thank you, Holly DaBeamer. And then we are going to see you in the next episode. Ciao.